Heal the world, make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. There are people dying. If you care enough for the living, make a better place for you and for me. Hey everybody, here is that tray that I made where I did dense planting of my seeds. And today I'm going to show you how I prick a few of them out and pot them up. Thank you, Bria, bringing me a knife. But I wanted one with a little point. But this will work. So you can see I have a lot of zinnias to pot up. These, since you know they're so densely sown, the seeds, I'm going to go ahead on and prick some of them out before they get the second leaves. Okay? All right. But I have some of almost everything growing up except the sweet basil. It's a little slow. Thank you, Bria. This is the knife that I want. I want a little point to it so I can just easily prick them out. But I'm going to put these sunflowers 1, 2, 3, 4 in separate containers. The lettuce here is not big enough, nor is these marigolds here, but some of the zinnias, I'm gonna go ahead and pop them up right now. Zinnias have one long stem root, and you have to be careful potting them up because if you break that root that is within the seed starting mix, it won't grow. So you have to be careful. The sunflowers have a root system. It's more broad, so you can see here I'm gently pricking out or separating the roots, and as I raise that up right here, you can see it has a vigorous root system. It has a long tap root and then a lot of little off shoot roots. I'm putting it in the center, or as close I can to the center of the container that I got from the dollar store. And then I'm just adding more soil around it, being very careful to try not to disturb the roots too much. And then I'm just mashing down my Bigger potting mix. And again, I'm trying to keep it centered. Doesn't need a whole lot of soil to grow, so I'm not using a whole lot. But I want it to get firmly in place so that when I water it, everything will be fine. And if you notice, I don't have to wear gloves because I'm not working with damp potting mix. So I'm picking up another one very gingerly, and I'm putting it into another container, trying to center it. And just like before, I'm going to add more dry potting mix around the little seedling. And remember, I may say this several times, but it bears repeating. I usually prick the seedlings out after they have received their second set of leaves. But in this case, because I have a lot of them planted close together, I'm going to pot up at this time. And I've done it before, so I know it'll work. Another thing I want to tell you is be very careful with some of your seedlings. They don't like to be disturbed. The ones that I'm growing right now, I know from my experience that I can separate them at an early age. These seedlings are not even a week old. In fact, some of them are just a few days old. So again, you see that long tap root and more little small roots. I centered it, adding dry potty mix around it to stabilize it before I water it. It's easier to stabilize it at this stage after they've grown up a little bit. You can move them, like I said, but you don't want to add them to a mixture of pre-wet or moistened soil. Okay? So I'm just firming the soil up again trying to keep it in the center. Here I'm trying to take the seed coating off, but I don't want to damage the leaves. So I'll just either try again later or let the fan dry it completely out and then it'll just come off. And here's another one. Again, one long root and some small roots. And I'm positioning it, trying to get it centered. And sometimes, you know, when you water them, they'll get a little off center. Don't worry about it. It's still going to grow, and you're going to put it either in the ground, a container, or in a raised garden bed. So you have plenty of time to try to center it. And then they're going to do their own thing and grow the way the sun hits them anyway. So don't worry about it. Another thing I want to mention to you, every seedling that you grow is not going to make it. You're going to lose some when you pot up. You're going to lose some because they don't get enough light under the grow lights. You're going to lose some when you try to harden them off. And here, I tried one more time to get the seed off, and it worked. And the reason I'm doing this voiceover is because Bria is in class, and you can hear too much of the classroom noise. So I decided to just go ahead on and do a voiceover. I'm using distilled water that I poured into this small bottle so I can handle it a little better. And I'm making sure that the potty mix is thoroughly wet. And then I'm going to go back and add a little bit more here and here. And the third one. And finally, the last one. Now I'm letting them drain on this top and do their thing. And now I'm just pressing down lightly around the seedlings or seeds that are about to germinate. Because if they come up, I still will prick them out and transplant them too. My grand angels love sunflowers. And now I'm going all the way to the end, but I'm showing you some of the seeds that are coming up. And I'm going to transplant some of these zinnias. And you see that long root that I was telling you about? It doesn't have a fibrous system like the sunflowers. So I'm just picking up two of them and I'm placing them in a container with potty mix about 1/3 full. And I'm firming it up around the center as best I can. And then I'm going to add more potty mix. Be careful with the zinnias because they can be a little fickle. If you break that root, that beginning root, it will not regenerate another one. So if you notice, I'm being a little bit more careful with it. Okay, guys, so I ended up with 4 pots of zinnias. I don't really have to put the name on the containers because I know, because I've grown zinnias for a very long time, I know what they look like. I mean, I could tell you the variety until they bloom, but I'm not going to worry about naming all of the flowers this year. I'm just going to plant them and make them bring pollinators to all of my fruit trees. However, if you're new and you don't know what the zinnia looks like as they start growing, please label it so you won't be, confused. This one may make it and it may not, but you guys know that I'm not following the rule of having 2 leaves on each seedling before I pot it up. And this one, the wind will remove that seed coating. Okay. All right, let's move on to something else. Okay, guys, it's early Friday morning, and I'm up, and I turned on the lights to all of my seedlings that I'm growing. I'll show you everything in a few minutes, But I decided to go ahead on and prick out some more of the zinnias. And I'm going to pop these up. Because the sooner I can get them in some potting mix, they will have more nutrition and get them closer up under the grow light. So I'm just barely pricking this up a little bit. And as you can see here, I planted all of these yesterday. Okay, so I'm not going to show you or bore you with showing you over and over again how I prick them up. I'm just going to go ahead and put them in some small containers, and then I'll come back. Okay. Okay, so I just want to show you that I firmed up the seed starting mix, that I pricked out all of the zinnias that was in this row, and anywhere I pricked out something, that's what I do, in case there's another seed that wants to germinate or pop up. So these will go back up on top of the heating pad, and in the days to come, I will be bringing you more pricking. Okay. Okay, guys, it is early Friday morning, and I took my seedlings off of the shelving units to give you an idea of how many seeds I have germinated and potted up. And they're all looking good. As you can see, the majority of them are dry at the surface. This is how you keep your fungus gnats down. And so now I am going to water them from the bottom up. And I'll show you how I do it. I found an easier way. This is a lot of seeds. And this is only phase one of my crops that I'm going to grow. And as you can see here, I'm going to pan up and show you how they're all up under lights with crates and whatever. Whatever I need to get them elevated so that they can get plenty of light using what I have. Now, this is what I want to tell you. I don't clean up to make a video. I'm showing you all the work. Let's look at this soil that one of them dropped. That's right there. I mean, I'm showing you the good, the bad, and the ugly. I don't remove all of the decaying leaves and debris when I'm shooting a video because I want you to know it's a lot of work, okay? But it's very rewarding. As you can see here, I have mortgage lifters. I have the Amanda orange tomato. And the mortgage lifter, if you don't know, is a tomato. Here I'm growing dill. A lot of zinnias, heirloom zinnias. What is this? I know it's mortgage lifter. I knew it was a tomato plant because I, been growing for a while. These two are tomato plants. Look at one just came up right there. And this is another mortgage lifter and another Amanda orange. More zinnias, more tomatoes. This is an Amanda orange. I try to keep them close together. This is a brandy wine here. Amanda orange, another Amanda orange. Here's some parsley. So I have parsley, basil, dill, probably something that I forgot. A lot of marigolds. Look at them. Aren't they getting pretty? And you can see they're real dry. So now I'm going to have to water everything. Here is my Texas Star Hibiscus 2020 seed. And I have more stuff germinating over there behind that plastic bag. And of course, this tray right here. But I don't put my seedlings under the light until they germinate, or at least one in a 6-pack. But I've been really pleased with this DYI Seed Starting Tray. And the reason why they're under the light is because some of them have germinated and I've been pricking them out daily. Okay? So I'm not contradicting myself. I only put them under the light when some of them start to germinate in one solid container. Okay, so now I need to water. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put everything in another cup so it can catch the water. And then I'm going to rearrange my shelf. I'll be back. I got to go over there and get some cups. You can see now that I have the seedlings in this tray or this box container. And I'm going to fill it up about right there, about 1 inch of water. Very diluted, fermented comfrey tea. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to move one of these out of the way right there so I can pour the tea in. And I want to bring it up, and you can see it moving and circulating all the way to the edge. And I need for some more, about 1 inch. And it's sucking it up already. Put a little bit more. And I don't pack them so tight that, you know, they can't soak up the liquid fertilizer. And this is all natural. Comfrey blocking 14 Russian comfrey that I grow right in my food forest. Okay, so I'm gonna let this sit for a little bit, and when I come back, you're gonna see, and you can see it already, the color is gonna start changing. At the top, it's getting a little darker. And this may not be a level because I noticed that the water is draining all the way over here to this side. But that's okay. I'm going to let it do that because I see this is getting moist at the top a little bit. And then I'll turn it around and let it get the other side. I'll show you what I mean if I can do it. If I can see it. See right there? So this is just a little bit. And see, it's dry right here, so my floor is just a little bit unlevel. Hey, the house is 30 years old, but I don't have any foundation problems. I've had it checked. You know, it's settled. I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. To garden is to dream. You got to believe in yourself. If you don't have confidence or any initiative, you know, to try something different, you won't grow. You won't advance. When I say grow, I'm talking about mentally. Okay? So, yeah. I'm going to soak this up, and I'll come back and let you see how I water from the bottom, the conclusion of it. Hey, guys. Sometimes I get a little distracted. These I took out. And you can see they're moist on the top. Be careful when you're taking them out of here so that you don't drip a whole lot of water, but they will drain. So you don't drip them on the top of what you're trying to keep dry. Another thing you can do is, because I mentioned cup, let me go get my cups. Another thing you can do, you can sit them down in a cup and let them continue to drain. Like so. But you're going to take up more room. Okay? So now I can load more in. And when the tops start turning dark, that means they have been watered enough. So I'm going to remove these, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope something that I said will help you in your quest to become self-sufficient and have a beautiful garden. And by the way, everything that I'm growing is edible. And sometimes I just garnish my meals with the flowers, especially when I know they're getting ready to complete their cycle and they're turning. I just pick the bad petals off and garnish my salads and what have you. Okay? Now that they have finished draining, I put them up under my shop lights. And remember, now you can drop them a little bit lower than the 2 inches. You don't have to have the lights very right down on them. They're illuminated enough, they're strong enough that they don't have to be reaching for the light. They would just get the light naturally. Okay? Another row. And you can see that they are farther than 2 inches from these grow lights right here. So they'll be absolutely fine. I have even more seedlings up under these shop lights. Remember, you don't have to have them 2 inches from the light after they get strong. Keep a circulating fan on them that will toughen them up so that the first time you take them out to get some sun for a few minutes, they won't wilt. The wind from the fan will mimic Mother Nature's wind. Okay, as you can see here, the fan is moving a gentle breeze on the seedlings, and I move that fan throughout the day to make sure that all of the plants get some of the fan part of the day. And when they get a little bit stronger, I'll bring in some taller fans. Thank you so much for tuning in today to watch my video. I know that you could be watching a whole lot of other channels, and I recommend that you do. Because my way is not the only way, but I hope you pick up something and will benefit you in your garden journey. Okay. Hey everybody, Bria and I are getting ready to have our tea. Yes, she loves our hibiscus tea. And I keep them in mason jars. And one thing about the hibiscus is very flavorful as well as strong. It'll be a deep red. So that's enough. Let me show you about how much I put in there for just Bria and I. As soon as the tea kettle whistles, we'll pour the tea and let it steep a little bit. Are you videotaping?
Yes.
It's gonna fill it up. And we'll leave the top on and let it steep. Are you checking to make sure it's not hot? It's not hot. How does it taste?
Really good.
Okay, I'm glad you like it.
Thank you for watching, everybody. Bye now.